One of the big downsides of parking by the apartment for all these weeks is there are a lot of pigeons that buzz around that building. Look at all the bird poop I got all over the van. We gotta find a place to wash it off. Last night we did find this really beautiful little coastal town. We drove up along the coast. This is the part that we haven't driven through before, because usually when we drive up north, or maybe we'll come down south, we've done this both ways. But last time we drove north and came back, we took the toll road. Just because, anytime we're kind of near Split, it's for some reason it's always like late in the day. We want to get there before dark, so we take the toll road. And the toll road takes you around this like big bypass. You get to go faster, but it's like 10 to 20% farther. So this time we decided to stick along the coast. And this is kind of like the Lost Coast in California, where like the interstate swings inland and bypasses all this like coastline. So yesterday we were driving up this coast, and it feels just like Highway 1, Pacific Coast Highway in California. It's like you're right on the coast, and there's like these little mountains that are right along the coast that you kind of weave around. You snake along the coastline. There's all these cool little coves and rocky terrain. And we came up to this little town just about when it was sunset. So we said, you know what? Let's not drive at night past here, because the scenery is so good that if we kept driving, we don't know when we're going to come across another town. And we came up to this town. There's this parking lot right here, and it was perfect. We spent a night here last night. We walked over there right around sunset, and there was a pizzeria. You can see it from here, but they're not serving food anymore. So they just had like meat, bread, and ketchup and cheese. It was a meat, bread, ketchup, and cheese sandwich that they sold us for like, I don't know, like a little less than $4 a piece. And the kids got drinks, we got a beer, and then we slept here last night. I think it's okay to sleep here. Park for night, people do say that they've slept here, but there's supposed to be a parking meter, and there is a parking meter, but it's all taped up, wrapped up in plastic, so we couldn't pay. And there's nobody here this time of year, so I guess it doesn't matter. I've been having some, starting last night actually, yesterday, all of us, me, Ava, Mila, Luca doesn't really get allergies, but the three of us have been getting like allergic reactions: stuffy nose, runny eyes, itchy eyes, runny nose, itchy eyes. Yeah, that's what it is. Runny nose, itchy eyes, and sneezing in the van. I'm not sure if it's the van or if it's I don't know. Hopefully it's not mold in the van, because usually we don't get this kind of allergic reaction until springtime, when it's like, allergy season. But in the van, it was bad. So we're gonna, next couple of days when we have the time, we're gonna dig through, open up the cabinets, and just pull things out to see if there's any like mold growing. Shouldn't be though, because it's been cold and we haven't been in there. So there shouldn't be any condensation creating mold. But if there is, we're gonna have to clean that out. I'll show you guys the view here a little bit. It's pretty sweet. Look at the little fish. On the drive here yesterday, when you leave Split, you go inland a little bit, and you drive past a lot of these villages inland of Croatia, and it's nothing like this. There's tourism here. So, there's houses that are rebuilt, there's markets, there's little coffee shops, restaurants. There's actually stuff happening here. I mean, almost all of Croatia's GDP is tourism based. Even the things that aren't tourism based is essentially funded by tourism money, because money comes into the country that way. So it's it's glaringly obvious when you go inland and you go to these little towns that have zero tourism, how dilapidated the buildings are. There's still so many buildings that have bullet holes and bombed out walls and roofs. The people just don't have money to renovate, and they just moved out. So essentially people moved out of those villages because there's nothing to do. And they can farm. You still see some farmers out there, but for the most part these are abandoned little villages. And the second you come back to the coast, you start to see like little vacation rentals. You know, there's a lot more outside money pouring into these little properties on the coast. You know, that's truly what Croatia is known for these days. It's the coast. Outside of the coast, you have the capital of Zagreb, and that's basically the only other sort of cultural place that people go visit, besides a few other small towns. But yeah, it's a little sad to drive through there and see that. And spending so much time in Split, you really, don't really think too much about what the rest of Croatia is like. There's a lot of poor people here still in those places. But for the most part, the government takes care of the poor people relatively well. There's a lot of social programs. And if they can, they move to a bigger city like Rijeka or Split or Zagreb. That's why these bigger cities house like a large majority of all the population. But some of these older folks still live in the villages, either on the islands or, out in the inland parts of Croatia.
It looks like those blow-up guys.
What are you eating?
Well, a spoonful of honey. So what you do is
That's a lot of honey.
Well, see, it sticks, and then when you take a little bite, you just get a little bit of honey.
Huh. Is this a life hack?
Van life hack.
Show you guys the new mod we did to the van. Basically, this cabinet right here is new. This didn't used to be here, and this is our new fridge. This is a new Dometic fridge. Can't show you too much about it yet. Hasn't really been officially announced for another few days, but you can see what it looks like on the outside. But the cabinet, I'll show you. They used to end right here. It was like this was the top of the cabinet, and this was the edge of the cabinet. So we added this top part with cubby space down here, and we added this side over here with the shelf over here, because the fridge we got is longer, deeper, but shorter. So we had extra space that we could build it up to get it to the height that we had it before. And also we had to make the top longer, so then we made it longer before. It was like 6 inches shorter, so we had some space on the floor right here, but now we don't. But yeah, this is the new Dometic CFX 3 fridge. We'll show you some more of it later, but quick look though, we upgraded to this because it's a dual zone. Now we can have 2 compartments. One can be used as a freezer, one can be used as a fridge, vice versa, or both fridge, both freezer. Really cool. We are leaving Karlobag and start driving up the coast some more. We had a pretty good night's sleep. Got back into the rhythm. Really? You didn't sleep good?
It's like not used to,
Yeah, well, I didn't sleep great, but it was better than expected, I think. So right to our left here, if you look over here, you'll see that this is actually part of the Adriatic Sea, where there's a big landmass right across this channel, right across the strait. Not far, maybe like a mile or less. And that's actually the island of Pag. And what Marlene just read yesterday, this island of Pag is known for its goat cheese. And the reason for that is because the winds here can be really strong. This wind called Bura, which is, all the Croatians are afraid of it. Bura is the winds that come from the north, and it's really cold wind and really strong winds that blow seasonally. Not in the summer usually, but in the winter it happens a lot. We experienced it a few times in Split and on the island in the village. So here the Buddha is really bad. So what happens is the Buddha blows the seawater and it blows it onto the island of Pog, and that seawater goes into the grass, and then the sheep on the island, or the goats on the island,
Sheep.
is it sheep?
Yeah.
It's sheep cheese. The sheep on the island eat the grass, which affects their milk because it's salty grass. And then so they have this special sheep cheese or sheep milk that turns into sheep cheese that is not found anywhere else. So I think just this week they declared the island of Pog like a special region, kind of like these regions, like the region of Champagne, the region of Parma, that have special connection to the food and only can be made there. So there's Pog cheese there. It's a very special cheese. I don't know if we've had any yet, but I love salty sheep cheese.
Who doesn't?
Maybe we've had it, we just didn't know. But
I see an old lady selling it on the side of the road before.
yeah, we're gonna try to find it, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. There's very few people around. Trespassing.
Who?
Not me.
Not me. I was born here.
God, can you just let me walk?
I was born here.
Okay, start walking.
I was born here.
You're born here, huh? Thought you were born in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. He was born in California. Although California was once part of Mexico, so maybe they were all born in Mexico. So we took a slight detour when we headed north from Karlobag this morning. We got to the town of Vinodolski, I think that's what it was called. And we remember that there was this guy that we met last year in Greece, told us about this abandoned hotel on the island of Krk, which we realized was right off the shore from us. And we checked out to see how far this abandoned hotel was, and it was like only 25 miles away. So we looked up on Park 4 Night and found that you can, well, I don't know if you can, but people do free camp right across the street in this dirt lot, which is where we came to. And now we're walking around this abandoned hotel. It's pretty cool. Check it out. Look at that mural up there. That graffiti is really good. Are we here illegally? I mean, people come here obviously.
Yeah.
But
Party people.
I don't know if somebody came, if they would do anything. Probably just tell us to leave. Wow. Look at that. That's really cool. Be careful, okay? There's like broken glass and sharp metals and stuff, so don't touch anything.
And please do not report us for not graffitiing.
No, we didn't do the graffiti. Look at these are all tables. These are all booths at a bar or a restaurant. You think this is 90s? 80s? You can get a drink at a bar. I think this was or still is, a fireplace. It's a huge fireplace.
This is dangerous.
It is very dangerous. I don't know who owns it or what their plans are for this, but I'm guessing it's gonna look like this for probably a lot more years to come. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at this big fireplace. It's huge. Big chimney, concrete chimney. This would have been some other outdoor area, with nice view of the sea. I don't know, this ceiling, this wooden ceiling gives me like a 60s, 70s vibe. Not all the graffiti's good. Let's say ghetto Bart Simpson.
And there's the new graffiti over there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's new.
That's a really cool looking wall.
That old graffiti
Years and years of graffiti on top of each
that
other.
old graffiti looks really good.
It's like mushrooms or something. You think the mushroom... Oh, wait, they're not mushrooms. They're boats. They're wooden boats. Oh, yeah, there's some rooms over here with broken glass. Broken glass everywhere. Looks like somebody tried to, like, tidy up a little bit. They swept all the broken glass into piles.
Yeah.
So this would have been like a hallway to the rooms. Oh no, this is the kitchen maybe. This is the kitchen because there's big ventilation hoods. Yeah, there's a staircase.
Spiral.
Staircase in there. Okay, this is definitely the kitchen area where they would have made all the food for the whole hotel. Lignje, that means squid.
Wow, so crazy.
You never get to come to the kitchen at a hotel.
Hey, don't scream.
Okay. Rich kids suck best. You see the pool?
I saw a U-turn to the kitchen area and the pool was up there.
Oh. Yeah, this would have been a really cool hotel back in the day when it was in perfect condition, open for business. But I think just to retrofit this back to its glory days would be probably more expensive than it would be to just knock it down and build it brand new. Look at all the airsoft pellets. Looks like kids have airsoft battles in here.
Came here for New
Here's the
Year.
pool.
I think people came here for New Year because
Old
they see a lot
bar.
of shadows by the lake.
Next to the pool. This is the bar pool. Are kids allowed in the bar?
Most likely not.
This is definitely a 60s, 70s vibe right here. Anybody want to go swimming?
There's a computer that went swimming. Looks like it died.
Oh, they didn't even make it curved on the side so you can't even skate it. Showers over here. Should we take showers?
Ew. This is where you would change.
Yeah, so there's outdoor swimming pool right there. This right here would have been the indoor one for the winter time. That's a really good graffiti. It's a pretty nice pool. We decided this is our favorite graffiti here. Be lucky or go home. Swimming dog. All right, Marlene's got some. She's got some deets on this place.
Do I?
Yeah.
Perched on the beach of the Croatian island of Krk is the Haludovo Palace Hotel, which today resembles a crumbling 1970s sci-fi movie set more than a palace. It was opened as a high-end destination by Eastern European standards, considered the most luxurious vacation spot what was then Yugoslavia, built in 1971 under the supervision and architect Boris Magash. The structure exemplifies mid-century space age design, with a certain monolithic quality typical of communist-influenced architecture. A year after it opened, Penthouse magazine founder Bob Giaconi invested $45 million, expanding it to be the Penthouse Adriatic Club Casino. It was a glitzy tourist attraction, and better relations could develop between the U.S. and Yugoslavia. So the offerings of a hotel and casino, including a high-end cuisine, cocktail bar, pool, saunas, a tennis court, and constantly scheduled entertainment, were a far cry from many Western visions of communist Eastern Europe. While Yugoslavia was under dictatorship of Tito, may have been highly restricted and regulated societies, foreign tourists were given a pass and allowed to gamble at the casino. Athletes, actors, dignitaries, and leaders from all over the world spent time at this palace. However, the golden age didn't last forever. When the war broke out in Yugoslavia in the 1990s, the region became less attractive to foreign tourists hoping to blow money and soak up the sun. By the time Croatia gained its independence, the hotel has been abandoned for years and was a state of decay. It remains that way today, time capsule representing one of the largest, well, not the largest, one of the strangest eras in the history of tourism. Before you go, the hotel can be a dangerous place. There's glass all over the floors, the handrails are missing, the stairs are in bad conditions. Be cautious while exploring.
You could have died.
We didn't even go in the scary hotel room.
Are you gonna go?
We're not doing that.
Okay, so
You walk in abandoned stairs.
1971. So yeah, these are definitely 1971 era tiles.
So there you go. Thanks to Marlene and the information of the world in the palm of her hand, now we know more about this place. It is dangerous, but doesn't seem like we're the only people that come visit this place for sure. So I don't know how legal or illegal it is and who owns it. Sounds like there's a fair amount of American investment money that came to build this place. So I don't know if that's still owned by American owners. Because if it is, they probably wrote this off long ago, and that's probably why nobody cares about this land. But what's cool though is mid-century modern is like totally come back around. What is that? 50 years later? This used to be probably a dated design in the 1990s, but now in 2020, this is cool again. It does say entry prohibited. So we're gonna spend the night here, right across from the ruins of the hotel that we just saw. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video that I put together for you. Tomorrow, for sure, we're crossing into Italy, so once we get there, internet's gonna be limited. I'm not sure exactly what we'll do for Italy, France, and Spain. We're gonna get a local SIM card at some point, but depending on how long we stay in each country, we may or may not get one in every single one. So it'll be all figured out as we go. There's been some other people going over there. I see cars parked out front and people jumping out, going down. So yeah, we're definitely not the only people going into that abandoned hotel. It's a pretty popular spot. But I hope you guys enjoy that. That was fun for us. We've been wanting to see this place for a long time. Probably since, while we're in Greece is when we found out about it. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys on the next one.